Okay.
That's how you're coming down.
All right, good evening, everybody. My name is Adam Bria. I'm the Chair of the License and Permits Committee. I'm gonna call the meeting to order. It is 6:34 PM on March 6th, 2024.
Wait till you.
Okay, I'm just gonna go over some ground rules. No one may speak until granted the floor. CB11 members, if you have a question about board business or wish to make a motion, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. To raise your hand through Zoom, click the participants icon and you will find the raise hand function there. If you have technical difficulty, click the chat icon and relate your difficulty to the staff. Members should not engage in a back and forth discussion. The chair will recognize the next person to speak. The chat should not be used for CB11 business or questions about agenda topics. All such remarks should be made on the record when recognized. Please keep your questions and comments brief and on topic to the discussion. Members of the public, if you have a question or comment about the subjects on the agenda, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. Next slide, please. All right. Oh, they're out there.
So you walk the committee.
We need them signing in.
Yeah, sign.
Just sign in on the sign in guest sheet when you come in. All right, we can go, right? We don't need them all new. All right.
Be quiet though, for
Yeah.
that.
All right, I'm gonna ask you to come in quietly, no side. All right, just sign the sheet. We want to get this rolling. Marlene, if you could take the roll, please.
Adem Briha,
Present.
Carlos Diaz,
President.
Angela Donadell is excused for this meeting, Judith Ferraro. Here. Wanda Hopkins. Jill Jones. Present. Beverly McFarland,
Present.
Nicholas Reyes. Eugene Rodriguez
Here.
and Loretta So.
All
We
right,
have a forum with them.
thank you. With that being said, if I don't see any objections, we'll adopt the agenda for this month. All right, so seeing no objections, this month's agenda has been adopted. If I don't see any objections, we will approve the committee minutes from February. And seeing no objections, and the committee minutes from February are approved. All right, announcements. I don't have any, but I know we have a presentation, so what, yeah, we're gonna wait for that to get set up and then we'll dive in. And then Carlos, once the presentation is done, the person that's here to speak about, they can just tell us about that event. And
Sure.
if we can't give them any feedback tonight, we'll.
That'd be great, yeah.
I don't see the one, so give me a second.
Okay,
I'll pull
that's
that thing
fine.
up.
No problem.
And that.
I'll read this out. So this is what I believe they're gonna be
Mhm.
presenting on. So on December 28th, 2023, Mayor Eric Adams announced the launch of coordinating a united resolution with establishments otherwise known as CURE, a new process for NYPD, SBS, and ONL to improve
Yes.
small business services, to improve public safety responses to nightlife establishments, which replaces the NYPD's multi-agency response to community hotspots. In March, an initiative created by the Giuliani administration that conducted unannounced inspections of nightlife establishments in response to neighborhood complaints. The new CURE process requires precincts to establish direct in-person communication with business owners and managers in conjunction with ONL, making them aware of potential violations and conditions of concern, and providing multiple opportunities for local business owners to correct issues before enforcement actions are taken.
What's ONL?
I don't know, they're gonna present on.
Office of Nightlife.
Office of Nightlife.
Ah.
We're supposed to have a presentation on all this, so it's gonna answer all these questions.
Jose or Jeffrey, are you on the call?
Hi, we're on. Can
Okay.
you see me?
No, your camera's
Says
off.
Marlene has started sharing. My camera, it's on.
Just turn your camera on. It should be at the bottom left-hand corner and you'll see the camera icon.
No, I know, I have it, on, I'm not sure why. Cause I can see you guys.
Put the slides up for.
We can hear you fine.
Let me go out and come back in.
Alright.
We can't see him. It's not the end of the world.
And it's just someone ringing the bell.
It's on the wall, isn't it?
You'll have technical.
I can move
What is?
on to something and then we, all right, Carlos, they're having technical difficulties,
No
so
problem.
why don't we go to
I
that?
take this
Yeah.
opportunity to, I invited Diana from, who's a community activist for many years here in the barrio. And she's looking to do an event to tell us about her organization and what they're gonna be doing and the support that she's gonna need from us. She will be in the process of getting a conduit to help her put our event together, as well as, getting involved with Metropolitan Hospital. And she's looking to do one, a parade, two, a street closing, and three, a park closing. So Diana.
Hello, board. Thank you for having me. My name is Diana Russo. I'm the founder of Manhattan Eastside Environmental Justice Consortium, which was born out of a seminar that we had at the Metropolitan Hospital. And I've learned during that time that the west side air quality is better than the east side. And as a result of that, we also, as the east siders, are absolutely making sure that we can actually educate the folks how important it is to make sure that the environmental justice applies to us as well. So as a result of that, it's called the East Side, which actually stands for Lower to Upper East Side. And so as a result, we are actually moving forward first to educate our community. It's the entire East Side, but the quality of air in Yavapai in particular is worse than the rest of the East Side. And the reason why the West Side air quality is better than ours is because if you just think about Central Park, it's huge, but it's not the only park that's there. There's several parks that lines up along that way. And that is an example of why the air quality is better on the west side. So if you allow me, I just want to share our mission statement so that you can understand the significance of the resolution. Sorry? Okay. All right, so to keep it short. All right. So to educate the community, and one of the ways to educate the community is through a parade. And so it'll be the first environmental justice parade that we'll be organizing, which will start from 96th Street, ending on 106th Street. We're gonna make a left into 3rd Avenue to Park Avenue and have the block closed along with White Park to have the festivity. So we'll be tabling and festivities of different kinds to entertain folks. So we want to make sure that it's very animated and full of educational material and interaction with the community. So they can realize the significance of that, because there are many people in Yavapai in particular who's just not embracing to understand how it's affecting the health of the folks in our community. So our data is really bad compared to the rest of the east side. And as we know, the air quality isn't static, it moves around. But no matter how it moves, positive or negative, Yavapai will still have the worst air quality. So with that, we're gonna have this particular parade on September 7th. So on that day is International Clean Air Day. So that's why it was chosen. So,
Then what other times?
sorry,
What other times?
okay, we're looking to start at 9 and we wanna end at 6. Cause we need 2 hours of obviously, prep, and then the parade itself. Then we're gonna have all the entertainment and information, blah, blah, blah. And then we need, of course, 2 hours to get cleanup, right? So we wanna make sure that we have this schedule, the schedule that is very clear, crisp, and easy for everyone to understand. Yes,
What avenue you doing the parade on?
Third Avenue. Third Avenue, you don't be the person in Baguio. So that's important to us.
Besides presenting it, did you have any questions, anything, or you just wanted to make us aware that you were doing this?
I wanna make you aware, I want also support, all the support you give me, and to make sure that all the document that's necessary to get this done, to make sure that I'm actually directed in the right direction.
Yeah,
When do we break for the summer?
so we're not supposed to have meetings in, am I correct, July and August?
Well, it's not mandatory, but you take a
Right,
hiatus.
right, so
July.
preferably, you'd have everything in, well, before June, so like sometime in May. Well, what you could do, I don't know, Carlos, you have our email address? Then we can send you all the documents that are required on our end, but you have to also apply through SAPO, the Street Activity Permit Office. So we're advisory, so if you come and you have everything we asked and we think it's a great idea, we'll give our recommendation. But ultimately, the city's gonna be the ones that give you the permit.
Well, it's a fabulous, recommendation.
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
can
yeah.
get from you.
No, of course,
It's
I
It's a
appreciate it.
fabulous thing.
No, I think it
And
sounds like a
one
one,
of this kind, so you wanna be part of the history.
it sounds like a wonderful thing. I have no issues with
So-
better air. Go ahead,
I
Marlene.
was, oh.
Go ahead,
All
Judith.
right.
No, go ahead.
No, go.
Judith, go then Marlene.
All right, no, I was gonna ask Third and where, because don't forget, you also have buses on that route
Yeah.
that probably have to be, you know.
So let me repeat, it's from 96th Street to 106th Street, which is 10
That's
blocks.
all.
And then we make a left and we have the block as well as the park.
I've seen other parades going up that block. I don't even think came here, so, I know it's doable, yeah.
Okay.
It's, yeah, what you're,
I just wanted to know.
I don't wanna make any promises, but what you're asking for, I don't think is out of the realm of
No, just be
possibility.
part of history,
Yeah.
it's gonna make this happen,
All right,
okay?
thank you so much, so,
Yes, she has.
oh, sorry, yeah.
No, it's fine. So I don't have a question. So the way you all just explained at the table about signing, I'll be very confused. The first step is SAPO, not the board.
Right.
So
Is
we,
what?
it's SAPO, so the board office, the street activity permit office. So I just said it, the street activity permit office is a SAPO. So if you do that first, we see it on our ends as through the SAE system. The board office sees it.
Okay,
And it's wonderful that you made this announcement, but until you do that,
Yeah.
they cannot move.
okay, so
And
let me share
That's
this.
the first step.
I was aware of that component.
Yep.
So as a result of that, we do have a conduit and it will show up as energy vision.
Mm-hmm,
So then, therefore, we already started that process.
That's
So
wonderful.
eventually it'll
Yep,
come to you.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, we theoretically, we could meet in the summer, but it would be appreciated if you did everything, we could have you on our June agenda.
I appreciate it. And welcome to history.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. for
All right,
having
so I think we can do this
Yeah.
presentation now.
me. Oh,
He just dropped off again.
So, to be honest, I'm a fan of people presenting in person.
So
Thank you.
if you guys.
We
are
can go
okay
forward
with
and we,
future
if he's
agenda,
ready, we'll come back.
Then you.
I got no problem with that.
Okay,
All right, so I think we'll move now into,
so your first
yeah,
liquor license.
I think our only,
Oh, he's back.
okay. What's his name again?
Jeffrey Garcia.
Jeffrey, can you hear me?
He's not fully on yet. He has to load.
All right, well, let's at least do this one liquor license.
Yeah,
All
it's-
right,
it's fine.
it's only one, right? All right, so, our only liquor license for the night, El Nuevo Carabino, doing business by the same name, renewal application for,
Sorry, before you go into discussion. Jeffrey,
I'm gonna need to move from where I am because the Wi-Fi is spotty. So You want to give me a couple of minutes and then
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna move on with their agenda. And then, just raise your hand virtually when you're ready, so I can see it, or send me a message in the chat,
Very well.
and then I'll let.
Thank you
them
so much.
move on.
All right, so I already said the applicant's name. It's a renewal application for a full liquor license at 1675 Lexington Avenue. That's on 105th Street. It's a renewal. There were no 311s. I believe everything was submitted. I don't think they're present, right? They don't have to be. So is there a motion?
Oh, yes, the business owner is on,
Oh, really? Okay.
Ramon, if he. would-
Yeah, Ramon, you did not have to be here, but since you are, if you'd like to say something, the floor is yours. Otherwise, you could just tell me that you defer. And if I don't hear from you, I'll assume that to defer. Okay, so Carlos, you made a motion to approve, seconded by Eugene. Marlene, let me ask you a question. Do we still want to take roll or we go acclamation? I know they've been starting to do that.
I don't have an answer for that, so until I. do-
All right, so we'll go
just
roll.
do it in the-
Okay.
But maybe my next one.
Yeah, don't worry
I'll-
about it. No, it's okay.
Okay, for you. Adem Briha,
Yes.
Carlos Diaz,
Yes.
Judith Sabraro,
Yes, what are we voting?
Maybe if we were listening.
are you sure about that, yes? Are you sure about the yes?
It does, it just, we should know what we're voting on.
No, I was curious about something which has nothing to, I mean, I approve it,
Okay,
but how, this, stuff with the outdoor seating, the restaurants like they're doing now, I see here it also says freestanding covered structure. Why can't we use that as, instead of saying it's the outdoor seating? Cause it's basically almost the same thing, right?
well, we have to speak about the permanent outdoor seating. The applications started this month, and so none have come to this board office. So until that happens, we're not vetting for that yet.
All right, I just said I saw it and,
No, it's like a new procedure now.
Yeah, it's a whole new procedure.
Because of the subway.
Oh, on Second Avenue?
Is that Second Avenue there?
Oh, this is Lexington Avenue.
this is Lexington, but I was just
Oh, I-
curious
You're
about
talking
that.
about the wording.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's, I mean, I approve it anyway, but I was just curious.
Okay.
Jill Jones,
Yes.
Beverly McFarland,
Yes.
Eugene Rodriguez,
Yes.
and Loretta Selk. Yes. The motion carries.
All right, thank you. I guess we'll go to Jeffrey now. If he
Yes.
seems to be
It
on.
it is kind of so.
Okay.
All right, so, Jeffrey, are you able to share your screen, or do you still need assistance with that?
No, I still need assistance with that.
All right, so I'm going to,
See you next time.
hold back,
Thank you.
no problem. Adem already read this aloud.
Okay.
So if you would, you can go ahead and, preface what you're here for tonight with the committee while I pull up your presentation, okay?
Very well. Thank you. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Jeffrey Garcia. I'm the new executive director at the Office of Nightlife in the Mayor's Office at SBS. A little bit about me. I retired from the NYPD in 2014. So this month or last month, I made 10 years that I left the NYPD. After that, I got into the restaurant and hospitality industry and had a few places of my own in the Bronx and Washington Heights and Yonkers. And then I started an advocacy group along with other restaurant owners called the New York State Latino Restaurant Bar and Lounge Association. So obviously all these lanes that I've been through in my life with NYPD, being a stakeholder in the restaurant industry and also doing advocacy around the industry makes me uniquely qualified, obviously, for this position and to be here. And I'm glad that I can be in front of you guys and talk to you and let you know about what the office does and how we can be helpful, not only to the industry, but to community boards and to everyone across the city. So if you can scroll down, basically, we're going to speak about the different programs that we have and what the office does. We're a non-enforcement agency office within the agency of SBS. All right, so we are basically the liaison between the nightlife industry and city government. And when I say nightlife industry, this is not just about bars and clubs, right? It's restaurants, it's performance venues. And as you can see here, there's over 25,000 bars and restaurants within the New York City hospitality industry, and obviously generates about over $35 billion to this city and employs over 300,000 people. So it's a big economic generator for the city, right? And employment of folks. So basically, this office was created to really curate that industry and making sure that it continues being vibrant and successful. You can scroll down.
Hmm.
I could. So these are like the four buckets that we kind of work under. One is supporting business development and recovery. Restaurants are still recovering from COVID, right? And even the ones that we see that are packed and you think that they're doing really well, have a lot of debt from SBA loans and other things, back rent. So they're not fully recovered. And obviously we're here to continue helping them as well. Okay. Improve quality of life and neighbor relations. And you're going to see how we do that with some programs that we have. Promote safety and harm reduction. We help our nightlife industry workforce with mental health and other issues that they may be having in the workplace or workforce. And elevate nightlife culture, right? Just continue maintaining the culture. There's always been known as a city that never sleeps. However, we know that there needs to be good relation between the community and the industry, so that it can be successful. Scroll down. So these are some of the initiatives that we have. One of them is called Mend NYC, and that's administered, and you'll see through the Office of Oath. We have Narcan behind every bar. That's something that we do in conjunction with the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. Elevate Nightlife, it's the mental health work that we do for nightlife employees. And then Night School, which is something that we do for the nightlife industry owners and patrons and operators. Right, MEND. What is MEND? MEND is a program that was created, right, to help the community and business owners deal with disputes, right? Deal with situations that arise from 311 complaints. It arises from maybe a neighbor going to your local community board like this one and saying, listen, this place is giving me a hard time. I can't sleep, the noise, the vibration, whatever the issues are, right? And the idea here is to bring those community members to the business owner and the business owner to the community member to talk, right? And try and mediate what's going on. And as you see here, in 85% of the cases, but the program has been successful. And who administers this program? This is done through Oath and the Office of Conflict Resolutions. So these are professional mediators that actually come in and speak to the owner and also speak to the community member making the complaint and work things out, right? Let me give you an example. Person lives above a bar that, they feel they're getting a lot of vibration from the base. They call now 311, the police come, they lower it or whatever it is. And, we feel that, okay, it's resolved. Then you know what, the next night, the music is still at normal decibel levels, right? Where they're still legal, but the bass, obviously, the vibration of the bass can still be felt upstairs. The person calls 311 again. Now we can bring these folks together, right? And as they're talking, and maybe the bass is towards the back of the establishment, and that's where the bedroom is, right? And that's where they feel it, late at night. Maybe it could be something as simple as moving the base to the front of the establishment. Maybe it could be putting it putting some absorbers underneath it. Whatever it is to try and mediate the situation. And when I say in 85% of the cases, because that's what happens. When we understand that when people just talk to each other, things can happen and people can find ways to work things out. So we're very happy about this program. We feel it's successful and we want more folks to use it. We want you guys to let people know about it, and to use this more because it really does work. Next slide. Narcan every bar. We all have heard the issues that are going on, not just in the country, but here in our city, that overdoses because of fentanyl and other, illicit drugs, right? And this program is a great program that restaurant and bar owners can participate for free. They get trained by the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, right? And they come and they train the staff and the establishment on how to identify an overdose, and they're given for free naloxone that they can administer to folks without any liability, right? And what I mean by that, if they administer it to a person that, let's say, is just drunk and fell over, well, guess what? That person is going to remain fell over and drunk. This doesn't, help someone that is not having an overdose. This can only help if the person is actually having an overdose. So we feel it's a great program. It could help save a life. We take this very personal in terms of, like, this could be a family member of ours that could be saved. So please, in your daily meetings or when you have meetings with members of the nightlife industry, restaurant, bars, let them know about this program. Let them know to reach out to us and take the training and become authorized to administer Narcan. Next slide.
What? Is there something that you know?
Elevate Nightlife is another program that we have. Right, it's another program that we have to help, obviously, the mental health and work with employees in the nightlife industry. They deal with issues. I know that a lot of times we look at them and they look like they're having fun behind a bar, serving people and doing great customer service. But these are folks that deal with things on a daily basis, like all of us do. So we have programs in place at the city to help folks deal with situations that are going on, in their lives as well, and to support them. Next slide. And night school training, industry training. Hold on a second. Screen dimmed. Night school training. This is offered to operators and owners of the nightlife industry, employees and patrons, and it basically can help an owner on best practices, how to run a business, and a lot of the things that we just spoke about today that we offer, and also with employees and all the programs that we have, and it helps with new initiatives like we're dealing with right now with the whole outdoor dining program, right? We can give people, the best practices with that, how to apply, where to apply. So we can work with all the programs the city has, and especially within SBS, that we have plenty of programs that can really help our business owners. I don't know why the light dimmed. It said your light dimmed. Oh, better now. All right, there we go. Multi-agency response to community hotspots, March operations, right? Many of you may know what March operations are, right? Is when police and other agencies go into an establishment, primarily late at night, usually during their busiest times. And a lot of this kind of, could have happened because of 311 complaints, whether, there was a fight, whether, the the location gets a lot of complaints from noise or other things that are going on, and then basically they fall on this list, and then eventually a march operation happens. Cops and members of every other agency show up late at night and basically give tickets to the establishment that end up being in the tens of thousands of dollars. And what we realize is that, all this did was make, was punitive, right? All it did was hurt the business financially. And a lot of times it didn't resolve the situation. And what we came up with was a better way of handling it, which is education and talking to the business owner and letting them know what's going on and what can lead to an inspection at some point, right? And what we've realized in its small time since December to now is that it's been working, right? That we've been able to do some great outreach with businesses, and it does work. So I'll go to the next slide. And this is the new program now that we, can you tap on the screen on your end? I think it dimmed again.
There's not him on our end.
It's my device? Okay,
Yeah,
hold on one second. Okay, let me try it now. Well, CURE, coordinating a united resolution with establishment, right? And it was introduced by our office and our mayor. And basically what this does is that it directly involves the Office of Nightlife. Once we get complaints, either through 311 and then NYPD, we get notified, and then we contact the venue and let them know what the issues are that are, been put on our radar, right? These 311 complaints, whether it's for noise or sanitary reasons or anything else, that may be going on. And then we talk to the venue. And like I said, in this very short time, all right, there's still some growing pains and, and how it works. But in the conversations that I've had with establishments, I've recently been up to Washington Heights and dealt with a situation that came through a 311 where it was about noise and vibration, and we were able to fix it, right? So, we understand that it can work, and we encourage everyone to use the program to notify us. The complaints can come through the community board. You guys can, send us an email and let us know. It doesn't always have to come through NYPD or 311. So we're very happy about this program. We understand that, it takes away all that punitive way of working with establishments. So we're very excited about the way it's working and look forward to continuing making it better and getting input from the community boards as well. And basically, this is how it works. Precinct notifies O&L when there's an issue, an incident, and it requires a series of steps, right, at the precinct level. And if we didn't get a response immediately, myself, then eventually what can happen is that they get called to the principal's office, right, where we got to sit with the precinct commander. And then now the precinct commander tells them, listen, this is your last shot. If you don't rectify the situation, this is what's going to happen, and an inspection can happen, right? The inspection will look a little different than it did with the march operations, because it would only be the agency that is affected with the complaint. If it's a noise complaint, it would be DP. If it's a health or sanitary complaint, it could either be DOHMH or sanitation. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we need to have 20 inspectors there at one shot. And again, the idea is to really not let it get to that, is that we can, get businesses to understand that it's important that they rectify this to avoid any further penalties. Next slide. And this is the best practices that's going to be coming out, the 4th edition, towards the end of this year, right? We're currently working on this along with other folks, the NYPD, Hospitality Alliance. We're getting input from many places, and we'll be coming out with this. And we encourage everybody to read it and look over it, and especially business owners and our community, right, to see what is it that our office is doing to really help these establishments and the community. Next slide. And this is how to contact us, right? We do want you to contact, we do want your input. Our website is nyc.gov/nightlife. And our emails are nightlife@sbs.nyc.gov. My email is jgarcia@sbs.nyc.gov. And my partner here, Deputy Director Jose Sogard at sbs.nyc.gov. Right? You could, for general emails, please do it through the nightlife at SBS. If there's something specific you want to ask me or my deputy, definitely you can email us. But we get the emails as well through nightlife. Again, if it's something more personal to you and you just have a question, feel free to email me. Please follow us on our social media links at NYC Nightlife Gov. Please, it's another avenue that we have that you can reach out to us through there as well. Also, we update it all the time on events and things that are going on that we recommend everyone participate. I want to thank you for your time. If anyone has any questions, if we have a few minutes, I'm willing to answer questions and look forward to working with you as well.
All right, thank you, Jeffrey. I'm gonna take a few questions. We have a long meeting. I'm gonna ask one question first. I'm the chair. My name is Adam Bria. It's about the MEND program.
Yes.
So the way it works with us, generally speaking, is we get 311s when people come for renewal every 2 years. In the event that somebody, a tenant or somebody's having a lot of issues with a business, they will come in that interim period. But oftentimes, we aren't really gonna see that for that 2-year period. And I guess my question is, how is MEND and 311 currently synced up? So for example, I call 311 to complain about a business. Are the operators at 311 going to tell the caller about MEND? If I file a 311 report online through the website, is there a visible, clear link to MEND so that you're kind of funneling people there if they want to? Or are we just kind of waiting for people to come to boards and stuff to be notified about that?
Well, it's a voluntary program, right? But yes, you can get the information through calling and also online. And again, we recommend people try it, right?
That wasn't really the question. I know you can get the information, but do you have to actively ask for that? Or when you call to make a complaint, is there some way they're gonna be notified about MEND?
Yes,
Or
yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
So if I go on 311's website right now to make a report about a restaurant, there'll be a clear visible link to MEND on that page?
On the 301 page? The
Yes,
301 page should have it.
okay, all right, thank you.
First of all, Mr. Garcia, this is very, very proactive and, I hope a lot of the restaurants and nightlife entities are aware of these. But that was my question as well in terms of what precipitates like the MEND, what does one have to do? But I guess he answered that.
Yeah.
But I just want to ask about Narcan.
No, go ahead.
So this is something that.
And again, you know what's another thing, ma'am? Another thing that we recommend to the folks that we talk to, right, is to one, business owners to, because 311 is public, right? They can go on there. We recommend, a lot of them don't know that they can just go on and look at the 311 calls as well. We recommend that business owners, go to their community, engage with the community boards even before their 2-year period. Because again, some of these business owners know a lot of these issues when they arrive at your doorstep, right, to renew their licenses, right? So we want them to engage. We want them to understand, the avenues that they have to really be good community partners, right, alongside with us as well. And that's what these programs are all about. That's what this office is all about. And again, I think that we all have the same goal in mind, right? We want these businesses to thrive and do well, and then we also want the community to definitely engage with them and have good relationships.
You're good? Okay. Do I have any other questions, Eugene?
Some information for you. It's strange that the head of nightlife should come to East Harlem, since East Harlem had very little or no nightlife. $800 million a year is spent by the community, outside of the community, looking for entertainment. And I want you to know also that there are 4 theaters in the community. Every dollar they spend in the theater, they spend $12 in the local economy. If we want to improve life in East Harlem, we need to address those theaters. I'd like you to join us in that fight, and you'd like to have your phone number so I can talk to you about it.
Absolutely, you can have my phone number.
But I don't do it, I'm an old guy.
All right. And just so you know, we're working very closely with the Commissioner of Cultural Affairs, right? And different venues throughout the city to work with them and really promoting culture and those theaters and all across this city. So it's something we could definitely talk about and see how, in conjunction with us and cultural affairs, we can work with you.
We should talk, give us your phone number or put it in the chat or send it to our ED.
Yeah, if you don't feel comfortable saying it, that's
No,
fine.
no,
You can-
I'll give it to you now. I just don't always
Yeah.
remember my work number. So give me 1 second and I'll give it to you right now.
You don't believe me? You don't even know what's wrong with anybody.
My email doesn't go through, I got earthly.
Oh my God.
Better than Mars one.
Okay, my number is 917-562-0131. 917-562-0131.
0131.
If I don't pick up, send me a text. Let me know. CB11, right? CB11, and
All right, thank you. I'm gonna see if there's one more question. It could also be from the public. It doesn't have to be from this committee. Okay, I don't see any more questions, so thank you so much.
I know
Jeff.
you guys spoke briefly earlier about the whole outdoor dining. Listen, the portal just opened up. It's gonna take time for people to apply and you're gonna, but it's a great program. We went through a lot of efforts to really try and get this right. Give it a chance, please.
All right, thank you. Thank you for being here. Have a
Alrighty,
good.
thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Jose, thank you if you can hear us too. Thank you. All right.
Bye. Ciao.
We're gonna go now into our street activity permit. So, the first one, number 2 on our agenda is El Barrio Family Health Fair Festival, Single Block Festival, May 4th from 8 AM to 8 PM, 116th between 2nd and 3rd Avenue, full street closure. All right, so just so we're aware, this was on our agenda, last month. We approved it as a committee. It got sent back. There was a meeting off the record and, Martina made that meeting very easy. She graciously offered to move her event to, May 4th, so not to conflict with, Mother's Day and how that may impact businesses there. So Martina, you already presented last month. Besides the date change, is there anything different or it's gonna be the same thing you presented last month?
It's gonna be the same thing,
Okay.
I mean, I have no problem, nobody forced me to change the date. I wish I would've knew more about the conflict of the day, the 12 would have not, used for that day. So I know things are really hard enough for the business, rent is too much, light is too much, well, everything's a lot. So I chose to make work. And I appreciate you all for giving me that.
Thank you.
opportunity.
It's essentially the same thing that we.
It's the
approved
same thing, just different day.
Same thing, different day.
I'm gonna briefly see if there is a question, just because we've been getting, I wanna make sure nobody didn't have an opportunity to comment. All right, I'm not seeing anyone, so if you wanna make a motion, Eugene, go ahead.
Motion to accept.
Is there a second?
Okay.
Wanda, all right, so Eugene, Wanda,
Loretta?
Loretta, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Got the mask on.
Appreciate y'all.
Adem Briha.
Yes.
Carlos Diaz.
Yes.
Judith Navarro,
Yes.
Jewel Jones.
Yes.
Beverly McFarland,
Yes.
Eugene Rodriguez,
See.
and Loretta So.
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right, thank you. You don't have anything else tonight, right?
Me?
Yeah.
No, but I wanna stay here.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, you're welcome to.
Thank
I
you.
was
Thank
gonna
you.
say you could leave.
thank
Yeah,
you.
from the
We
same.
should charge admission at the show, you know?
All right, so number 3 and number 4 are from the same applicant. They've been doing this for a number of years, so. I'm gonna just read them both off and then you can present them together if you want, and then we're just gonna vote on them separately, all right? So number 3 and 4 are both HHFM.
Yeah.
One is East Harlem Market, number 4 is Metropolitan Market. The one that we have up, number 3, that's gonna be Thursdays from June 13th to November 14th. It's gonna be, I believe, 7 AM to 4 PM each day, and that is going to be on East 104th Street between Second and Third Avenue. That is a full sidewalk closure. And then number 4 is Metropolitan Market. That's gonna be on Fridays from June 14th, same hours, 7 to 4, but this one's gonna end on November 15th because it's Friday, and that's gonna be on Second Avenue between 96th and 97th Street. And that's gonna be a sidewalk and curb lane closure. As far as I can see, all the documents were submitted. Just so you know, moving forward, we don't require the petitions anymore. I don't know if you were notified of that. Okay, should have been, but it's fine, but you don't need them moving forward. It makes your life easier. All right, so the floor is yours. If you want to present on both briefly.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Maritza Owens. I'm the founder and CEO of Harvest Home. We have been operating these farmers markets in for over 20 years. I want to introduce my team. This is Alicia Jones. She's the interim executive director. And Phil Vasquez, our program director. Say that this is my succession team. I'll be stepping out of Harvest Home at the end of the year. And so they'll be continuing the legacy of the organization. So this will be probably the last time you see me, unless you see me walking around the East Harlem community. And so the farmers markets that you said, we have been operating for them. We operate a number of programs. As a result of the market, we accept health bucks. And we've also created our own incentive programs for seniors. We have our Healthy Seniors, Healthy Shoppers programs. So for seniors who receive $281 or less in food stamps, they can come to the market and we can only give them $14 in coupons additional. So if they combine the health bucks and the coupons that we receive, they're receiving up to $24 in incentives to shop, in addition to their SNAP benefits. We also are accepting OTC benefits of the farmers market. So we've been working with an organization called Pro Health, who we are able to process for those members who use certain health plans. So we are currently accepting 8 health plans that you're able to use to shop for fruits and vegetables at the markets. And we are continuing, we lost one of our grants last year, so I don't know if many of you know that we used to do our cooking demonstrations and we used to do the food distribution. Because of that, we had to scale down the food distribution portion of it, but we're continuing to provide the cooking demonstration and the recipe cards. I don't know if anybody has that. I'll stop there. You have any questions?
Just make a comment. So it's, as the person that was at Metropolitan Hospital when you first came, you remember me? I know, Carlos might have been there as well. So we want to say, thanks for continuing at Metropolitan. But, if you can, maybe come and do a little presentation at Metropolitan, because that senior thing you just mentioned, I don't know if you're aware of that, so you can, come.
Right. So we used to work with, I can't think, Noel.
Yeah, yeah.
So Noel was our contact within the Metropolitan Hospital, and since he's gone, we have not been able to connect with anybody new. We've been, we communicated with Natasha, but she's the executive director, super busy. But Noel was the person who used to help us with all of the marketing and promotions and coming on. So if I didn't even know who's a new person that replaced Noel, that we never got any information.
So they haven't replaced them.
Yeah, they haven't replaced, so that was created a void, for us. So I know you're on your board, so.
If you could come and do a presentation, it'd be great to the board.
Yeah, well, just connect us to that. The last thing I wanted to say is, so I'm sure you're aware that we had to move the market down one block because of the construction that is happening on the hospital, and that has become a little bit of a challenge for us. Because we met with the construction manager and negotiated that they were gonna leave us some parking between 97th and 98th Street, because as you know, 97th, 96th Street, that's the turning lane. And so we've been trying really, really hard to not extend the trucks into the parking lane. And also managing with the vendors, the vendors were supposed to not be on the same side as we were, but that even became a challenge. But somehow we've worked it out. The market is growing and we have some new vendors coming in this year because we've been trying to bring in different products and expand. So we're still trying to figure out, they had told us that the construction was gonna be over this year. Do you guys know?
It's about another year or so.
That's what I figured. I've never been on a construction project that ended on time, so, so when they said a year, I knew that we were probably gonna be there for another 2 or 3 years. So that's one of the only challenges that we face.
Yeah, feel free to touch base with either one of us, because like, you sent this picture and this is, it doesn't look like, this is like a construction.
Right. That's all going on.
Right, thank you.
All right.
Okay, now you wanna vote on it separately? How we wanna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if there are any other questions first. Do we have any other questions? Yeah, we gotta vote on them separately, just to keep it easy. So you wanna make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion for,
All right, for the metropolitan market. Okay, so there's a motion by
I'm
Carlos,
sorry,
second.
hold on, why are you not bundling it?
Okay, you want me to bundle them?
You can
Yeah.
bundle.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
bundle.
I make a motion.
I don't recall us bundling ever, so that's why.
No, you can't bundle.
You mean second?
You only said the one.
All right, so-
Jake can do it, I used to.
All right, so Eugene, you're making a motion to approve 3 and 4, East Harlem Market and Metro, all right, is there a second?
Stop second that.
All right, seconded by Carlos.
It's 3 and 4, right? Okay. And then Briha,
Yep,
No, thank you.
Carlos Diaz. Carlos Diaz,
Yes.
Judith Ferraro,
Yeah.
Bill Jones,
Yes.
Beverly McFarland,
Yes.
Eugene Rodriguez,
Yes.
and Loretta Stone.
Yeah,
Motion carries.
all right, thank you. You don't have to stay if you don't want.
I am going home. I've had a very long day.
Good move. All right, have a good night, thank you. All right, so we're gonna go to number 5, Salsa El Barrio Multicultural Event, Block Party, July 6th. It's from 11:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. It is on East 109th Street between Second and Third Avenue. It is a full street closure. Is the applicant present?
He's on virtually, yes.
All right, Brian, if you wanna just briefly, tell us about your event, and then you can, we'll see if there's any questions before we entertain a motion.
Yes, this is my 3rd year doing it. I do it for the community. This is a get together for the old timers, just to hear some music and have a good time. It's a summer event that I do, no fighting and everything like that. I have music, live music, and we I've been doing this for 3 years already, and thank God it's been no problems, and we've been doing very good with this every year.
Thank you. Is there any questions?
Are you gonna be having porta sands?
Say that again? Yes,
Portable bathrooms.
Little bathroom.
yes.
Okay,
I'm
any
gonna have
other-
portable bathrooms, and I also made a deal with the park. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm outside. Just a minute. Just a minute. I'm so sorry. The train
Okay.
traffic.
Yeah.
Also, yes, I'm gonna have portable bathrooms, and also the park on 109 allow us to use the bathrooms there.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions? All right, if not, is there a
Yeah,
motion?
I made the motion.
All right, motion to approve by Carlos. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Jewel. Marlene, if you could take the roll.
Madam Briha,
Yes.
Carlos Diaz,
Yes.
Judith Ferraro,
Yes.
Bill Jones.
Yes.
Beverly McFarland,
Yes.
Eugene Rodriguez.
Yes.
And Loretta Stone.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you, Brian. Good luck. You can sign off
Thank you,
if you
guys.
wish.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. All right, number 6, Carnival del Barrio, Single Block Festival, August 3rd. Setup is, all right, it's like really hard for me to run the meeting and everybody is talking the whole time, like it's just, thank you guys. All right, August 3rd, 8 AM, 8 PM, East 116th between Second and Third, bless you, full street closure. Is the applicant present?
Taxes.
Hector? Okay, just tell us a
Yes.
little bit about your event and then we'll see if there's any questions from the committee or the public.
Yes, Carnaval del Barrio has been an event that was previously managed by Edwin Marcial. After Edwin Marcial passed, since I was the director of entertainment with him for the past 20 years, I started making the event. I run a nonprofit organization, 501c3, which is Just 3 Inc. We cater to the children and community, and we also performance and arts. Myself, I'm a member of the Screen Actors Guild for the past 30 years. The event now under my guidance is being going for the past 3 years. Everything has been successful, and we have entertainment for children as well as adults.
All right, thank you. We have a question, Judith, go ahead.
I was gonna ask what you were gonna ask about the letter of support. Are we gonna start that now? Because we only have one letter of support.
Did we start it with the other applicants who just went?
No, not
Well,
yet.
and the answer is no.
Might be a silly question, but what is the logic behind picking that block?
What was that?
What's the logic behind picking that particular block that you want to?
The logic on the block is because previously Edwin Marcial conducted Carnaval del Barrio for the past 28 years. So it was established as a Spanish Harlem festival, and that brings diversity into the cultural community that has developed.
So you basically want to continue, you want to do it because you always did it.
Yes, I had continued what he started back 28 years ago.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other questions?
Well, we are present over here.
You can just introduce yourself too.
Myself, I'm Jackie Martinez. I'm the owner of El Jalapeño Restaurant in 116th Street. I'm here with a bunch of people from the small businesses in the area. Basically, we're here because we want to talk about, all these events that are coming up in the street. So the pass for Martina for May 4th, it's coming May 5th, it's coming September 16th, coming August 4th that we know right now. So it's a lot of bunch of festivals that are coming up that is affecting us, a lot of events for us. So that's why we are present over here to introduce ourselves, and we want to work with them the best way to have revenue for us and revenue for them. So basically in the past, we haven't spoke each other.
So I was told you were gonna come. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to speak, to say your piece, but do you have anything? Because what I'm hearing is this is more of a general statement, which is understood. But if you don't have anything specific for this application,
We want to know how we're gonna work together with all these festivals.
well,
How we.
let's just, right, okay, and that, when you go to we're gonna let you speak in new business. But if you wanna ask this applicant specifically that question, ask the applicant specifically.
How it's gonna be, good for us and, the businesses that we are over there. It's
Okay,
gonna be a patrons, it's gonna be security, it's gonna be, good, help on the festival. How it's gonna help us, to bring also customers for, instead of being blocking us.
all right, Hector, do you wanna answer that?
Well, during the past 28 years that the festival went on, we work with all the businesses. I do not see how we interfere with the business, because to the contrary, people that come to the festival, to the festivities, they also patronize all the commercials and all the people that are in the neighborhood.
Are you gonna have security?
No security. This has never been security. It has been a beautiful event. No interference with anyone in particular. It's been a cultural event that promotes the arts.
Okay, I guess, just so we have I don't want to move things forward without everybody feeling like they said their piece. Has anyone here, and you can speak or not speak, but this is the opportunity, have had a problem specifically with this event? And if so, when did it happen, and what was that problem with this event?
Well, that's the thing about this, that we never speak before, because we don't work as a team, you know, in the block. Now that we have each other, you know, speak, and we have a little group in the block, so we know there is been, you know, revenues are being down in this kind of these events. Because they said the block, but they do block down, you know, or businesses. Mhm.
You're, yeah, you're the whole.
I have the same concerns.
Mhm.
I raised that with the chair before the meeting started. And that's why I asked the question, why do you specifically why do you always pick that one block? And everybody picks the same block.
Yes.
So I wanna know, okay.
Yeah.
Is it because the businesses are there? Or is it because, and he said it's because we've always done it. And
Well, basically, they have two blocks. They have the
Yeah,
Lexington under, and then they're to Second Avenue. The whole carnival was two.
trust me, we've been getting a whole lot of, a whole lot of.
Let me ask you a question if I may, Patrick. Is this on the sidewalk, or is it on the street that they use?
That's the street.
So
Full
it's
street closed.
So it has nothing to do with the, or.
The thing is that they put the barriers for the police, they put the barriers and they block. So
Right.
basically, if you wanna go to my restaurant, you have to go all around and go to my restaurant. So they wanna go to the shop, you have to go all around and go to the shop, so you cannot get into it. So we've been asking to work with them, we don't have those, little barriers, and they can go through us. I spoke with Martina about the bathroom, that she just puts a bathroom next to my door. So it's been like, you know, issues like that we never spoke before, because we were, you know, the things I was thinking that it was affect my restaurant. But now that we have a group, so we talk, and everybody's having different issues, you know, for this kind of events.
Hold on one second. So your main concern with this one is access to your business and it being obstructed, right? Okay, that for this one.
Yeah.
So, Hector, I guess, can you commit to not obstructing the access in and out of their businesses or along the sidewalk into their businesses? Will you leave that clear?
We have never blocked any
I'm
business.
not
Don't
saying,
forget, we
hold on
follow.
a second. I'm not accusing you of anything. And I'm not concerned about the last 20 years. I'm gonna assume you've never done it. I just wanna know, this year, is that not gonna happen?
No, I'm not gonna do that, because those barriers are controlled by the police department. They are the ones that set the emergency lane, and we have no control over that.
Yeah, they don't block in front of the restaurants. They shut down the entering the traffic. That's not the police. All right, I'm gonna, all right, no, but the police barriers, as far as I know, are when you're entering in, they're not put along the streets on the businesses.
Aren't you just saying that they
Yeah,
block
they
the
put
streets?
they block the
The
whole.
police?
Yeah.
Well, then,
Yeah.
well, then that's, if the NYPD is gonna set up barriers, I don't know if Hector is going to be able to tell you what the NYPD will or will not do. Here's the other thing to speak to what you're saying. I'm happy that you've united and that's what we're here for, to hear your concerns, whatever, everything. I've been chairing this committee now for like 8 years. There are people on this committee that have been on here longer than me. It's just recently, and that makes sense now, you're saying that you've united. We weren't aware of a lot of these issues. I think that, and I don't wanna make any promises, I'm looking into something, not just specifically on 116th Street, but maybe motivated by what I'm seeing now are issues that are gonna try to, and I don't wanna make any promises, it's kind of a work in progress, but how we're gonna get more feedback so that I don't want you guys coming next year having a problem, you know, I'm hoping that there's a way, there's a reason, Eugene, I think, there are multiple reasons, I think this block is picked, I think There's a lot of businesses. I think there's a symbolic meaning to it for a lot of people. The train is right there. I mean, you know, you just said, right, there's like no nightlife in Harlem, right? Like, you're not gonna really go do it on 104th Street unless it's specific to like that block party or whatever. So there's a reason why that's being picked, and there are multiple reasons, I think. I think that, one suggestion I could have for you, and you know, we could even, again, I don't wanna make promises, but you know, maybe it's something we could have someone from the precinct come in, because if the barriers are in fact from the NYPD, I'm not gonna, you know, say Hector can tell you how that's gonna work, but maybe that's a discussion we can have with them, and you know, you can be present there and tell them like, look, when you set your barriers up, is there a way you can do it? I mean, obviously they're there for safety.
Yeah.
But you don't wanna be so safe that people can't come to your business, right? Okay, so that's a problem. So,
The concern is about that, you know, that they don't wanna have any security, and the block was getting very high, you know, and all this kind of bad things happening in the barrio. So basically, the last two festivals they were there last year, there were police over there on the street, so it was more relaxed, more calm for everybody.
what I think I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna attempt to do is I'm gonna speak to the chair of our board. We're not opposed to having meetings off the agenda. We'll see if we can get somebody from the precinct to come to the meeting. We'll find a time that works. And we can just have a dialogue there. You know, it's not just about the barriers, it's about safety, it's about this, and that'll be an open forum, you know. I'm on the board, but I'll tell you, even as a board member, I'm a business owner. I don't always find it easy to get answers from people that I need them from. So hopefully we can get everybody in a room. Because you know, there's certain things that are not the applicants,
Yeah.
it's within their control. If
He's
he,
gonna be here
Yeah.
and come.
no,
That's
and
all.
I totally.
Nobody's approaching us like, you know.
I'm gonna try to do that sooner than later. I know we're approaching a season where a lot, you know, the weather gets nicer and then all these festivals start to happen in a very condensed period of time.
Used to be 2 and now it's a lot.
This one's in August, so I think we'll meet before then. I don't wanna make any promises. But you will be reached out to, and we'll try to set something up, and
Please.
I'll talk to the chair of the board myself, and hopefully.
Basically, what the festival, obviously, is a culture, but it's, you know.
Well, there's doing something and then doing it the right way, right? And that's what we're looking for,
That's
all right?
what-
Just one question.
Yeah, and then Eugene, sorry.
The one that she's saying, and I'm glad, and thank you for letting me know that the festival, the company put the toilet not in front, but like next to, which it affect her, but I couldn't not move it, so at least she told me that last year, so I made sure it will not be there this year.
Okay,
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I mean.
That's why we wanna be here, you know,
Yeah, no,
because
thank
we
you.
never say anything, and we just let it go, because we have to take care of the businesses, so we don't have time to, like, come over here, like, be spending, you know, more time. We leave our business alone right now, but we wanna be here, and we wanna be calm all the time, that's happening something over there.
and listen, if you have an agreement, right, with a person throwing an event, and, you know, we're not gonna know, like, I believe, we know Martina and everything, I believe if she tells you that's not gonna happen again, it's not gonna happen again.
Thank you.
But just in general, it's someone else and they tell you this is how it's gonna happen, and it doesn't. Come as soon as you can. I know you're busy, I'm a business owner too, but you could just send an email, whatever, at least we have it, and then we know, and we'll look to address it. I'm very open to,
Thank
if you say something, we will give you the floor, and we'll try to fix it.
Yeah, we will, that's why we are here today.
Yeah, no, thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And the various, those affect, even us for the people to come inside, it's really hard. I even spoke to the officer. I make sure I will repair another officer in the street, all my events.
Well, we're gonna hopefully sit and talk to them about how they do things. Eugene,
Just a point of information, they have, the 23rd precinct has a precinct council meeting once a month.
Okay,
And you guys can go there and raise those issues about the.
where's the 2-5?
25.
2-5.
They probably have one too. I'm sure they have.
Oh, it's 25. It's
2-3 does also.
25.
2-5, try to
Well, all right.
raise it.
Well, I'm hopefully gonna have somebody from the precinct come here, a community affairs person. There's ways to get them to a meeting. We'll figure out a time that works for everybody. You don't even have to be physically present. We could even, again, I'm gonna talk to Chair about how we'll set it up. Maybe there'll be a link. You can even join in from your business if it's more convenient.
We are working also with the police, so we are together.
All right, so you have a dialogue.
We have a dialogue with them, so that's why they
Okay.
bring more police, more security there, we've been talking with them. So
Okay,
we have good communication with the police, so we didn't know that they decided to put the barrier whatever they want, so
Right.
we had to talk to them about it too.
okay, so you, okay,
We thought that it was, you know, they, whoever is doing the event, they have, the organizer is doing, you know, the structure for that.
okay.
Yeah.
If there's, and I know I cut you off, if you have anything you wanna add more generally speaking, and when we're done with everything, you can speak, I'll give you another couple minutes to speak in new business at the end of the meeting if you want, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so we have number 6, I don't think there's any more questions or comments, and so if there isn't, I will entertain a motion on this.
I make a budget.
No,
I'll second.
Carlos makes a motion to approve, it's seconded by Judith. Marlene, if you can take the roll.
Then we have
Yes.
Carlos Diaz, Judith LeBron,
Yes,
Jill Jones.
Yes.
Beverly McFarland,
Yes.
Eugene Rodriguez.
Yes.
And Loretta Shaw.
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right, thank you, Hector.
Thank you so much for having me.
Take care. All right, we're gonna go to the next one on our agenda. Okay, Community Appreciation Day. It is a street event. It's on August 31st. It's from 11 AM till 7 PM. It's on East 104th Street between Third and Lexington Avenue. It is a full street closure. Is the applicant present?
Yes.
All right, I'm assuming it's Robin. Robin, if you're on, please introduce yourself.
Yes,
Tell us-
I'm on.
Okay, just tell
Yes,
us a
hi,
little
I'm the
bit.
co-owner of Paris Street.
Okay, yeah, just tell us a little bit about your event and then we'll see if there are any questions.
Yes, okay, so Carriage Suite is a children's boutique that's located on 104. And this is our 3rd year of just doing Appreciation Day, just for saying thank you to the community. On that day, we give, everything is free, from the food to the events to the activities. Everything is free. So we have a food truck there that comes out and gives everything to the kids. We have face painting, we have music, it's just an all day of just saying thank you to the community.
Okay, thank you. All right, do we have any questions, comments? Anybody on Zoom? No? Okay, do I have a motion? All right, motion to approve by Loretta, seconded by Judith. Marlene, if you can take the roll, please.
Then Briha,
Yes.
Diaz.
Yes.
I just want to add, and please, you guys have everybody, please come out. You guys are welcome as well.
Thank
Please
you.
put it on your calendars.
Judith LeBron,
yes.
Jill Jones.
Yes.
Beverly McFarland,
Yes.
Eugene Rodriguez,
See,
and Loretta Shaw.
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. And please put it on your calendars as well. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to our final street activity permit for the night. Mexico Vive Single Block Festival is on September 1st from 8 AM to 8 PM. Is on 116th Street between Second and Third Avenue. It's a full street closure. Alex, you're present. You can stay there. You can come up here. Just tell us a little about the event and we'll see if there's questions.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you, committee for taking the time and giving for this. Permit. This is our 3rd year of doing Mexico Libre, which is about the Mexican traditions from traditional music, traditional food, pole dancing and stuff like that. I just want to pick up on what Jackie said in terms of the police areas. I know that's been a concern. We got a conversation with her, and I think we started to work together in a very positive way. And because of that, if you see my diagram for this festival, I set up the barriers. I mean, I suggested on the diagram to be placed on the south side of the street, which is on the opposite side of that restaurant. And that's for 2 reasons. Number one, to right, yeah, so there's that concern, and secondly, we have noticed that a lot of people, that attend our festival, they buy beer from grocery store, just outside the street. So I figured, I would suggest to set up, I would suggest to the police to set up the police areas on south side of the street, to kind of filter that, you know?
Yeah.
And have that open access to the restaurant from Chola, Jalapeno, and Labrador. So that's what I wanted to say in terms of what she, mentioned. And, we spoke to it, with community affairs, we know this, Ms. Powell, and Cosmo. We have a good relationship with them, and I think we can work it out. And I guess, I don't know if you have any other questions, but I think that's one of the main concerns.
All right, so I'm gonna see if we have questions from the committee. Eugene?
Same question, why did you choose that lot? And I can understand, but there's a lot of Mexican restaurants on there. But why did you decide to do it on that lot?
There are a few Mexican restaurants and, but a lot of Mexican businesses. But I guess I didn't choose that purposely. If long time ago, before I took over for Cinco de Mayo back in 2014, it was already set up that way. So I took it on.
Are you also involved with Cinco de Mayo?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just see what-
yeah. All right, any other questions from the committee? Or any questions from the public specifically about this application?
No, we spoke already with,
Okay.
with them.
All right, no, I'm happy we're, yeah, all right,
Yeah, we
Work together.
okay, good, that's what we wanna hear. That's-
Diane.
It's important, because about another thing about this event, so they don't do anything for our community. They block the community, they use the block to have the events, but they don't get close to, children, to people who's over there, so they don't provide anything for the block. So, we as a group now, we're trying to work for the beautification of that block. So which I spoke with, Mr. Garcia, and he said that he's willing to help us to see what we can work outside, the streets, to help us up to beautification of the street. Which is gonna help us to get much, better lights, better security, and more cameras, and, because that block is being forgiven. So if you walk from, Lexington to Third Avenue, it's different, when you walk from Third Avenue to Second Avenue, it's very wide.
If I can add.
Go ahead.
Slightly referring to September 15 application, which.
Okay.
It was scheduled.
Yes, the one that's been,
Yesterday.
yeah.
And I had a conversation,
Yeah,
it was scheduled to have all the events to be tabled today,
yes,
but also the reason we know.
yeah,
But I think she's referring to that, that we started to work together. And because we have, we want to create like one single big celebration and one September 15th, big event celebration. And so we can work together, the community of the businesses on 116th Street and our organization. That's big, and I think that's 60% why we're here too, but unfortunately, it was taken out of the agenda,
yeah.
and I had put in the letter of support from them. On the,
You're talking about for the September, yeah, and all that will be, everything you submitted will be, yeah, I mean, you know why we have to have a meeting about that, I explained that all to you. I'm hoping that can be on next month's agenda, I think it will be.
For my information, is there like a block association or kind of like a coalition or something like that within 116th Street?
that's what we started to create.
We
Was that
we used to have one, we call La Villa Merchant Association.
Okay.
But we spoke with David in the morning that we wanna move on because it's not helping us. Basically, the recruiter for the La Villa is not working together with us. She's working by herself. So basically, we have a meeting before and we start creating a new organization. So it's gonna be La Nueva Villa. on 116.
So you're in a transitionary phase right now.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
That we have over here, but you give me a, opportunity that we're gonna have another meeting for that. But we have small businesses that they're getting involved, in the group.
Who are the people that are with you?
Second,
Who are the people that are with you?
Who's,
they're all the small businesses. Yeah, Rebecca.
Rebeca Chagarrito del barrio 238 y 116 en 20 años.
English.
it's okay, yeah, it's all right.
No problem. Mi
Let-
nombre es
let- I'm
Rebeca.
gonna go to you.
Yo estoy en el 229 de la 116, de Los Joyas. Entonces,
Mi nombre es Concepción Sánchez, soy en el 244 bis de la 116, vendo artesanías mexicanas.
Judith?
So we are on the block.
Wasn't Henry Calderon involved in this whole thing?
He was in the.
He worked with all of you, the Chamber of Commerce.
He's in Puerto Rico.
No, but basically,
Yeah, but he's not there all the time.
One of the things that, we don't wanna later on
I
talk
remember
about.
that.
There's two of them. There's
All right, look, I'm gonna bring it like back for a minute here. We're not here to, we're not like, we're going down, I think, I'm here to make sure they're all working together, that when we approve something, that there isn't, that there aren't problems. Look, nothing's gonna be perfect, but ideally, these festivals can be done in a way that, there's a reason why they wanna have them there, but at the same time, I don't want the businesses that are there 365 days a year for, whether they're there for 1 year or 50 years, they should be able to operate in a respectful way and not have their businesses impacted negatively at all, to be honest. I mean, look, I can't promise that your business will go down. There could be a host of reasons. No one's ever gonna know why. But you don't want drunk people, you don't want safety issues, you don't want blocking your restaurant, you don't want a bunch of things. So that's what we're here to do. We do have, so does anyone here have a question? I don't wanna know about, this guy, that guy. I have a question about this.
Chair, I think it's important that you work with the people in that block, meaning the tenants association. Because we don't wanna hear later on, they're gonna be complaining about.
Yeah.
You're complaining, so if we could do us a favor that when you do meet, maybe entice them to be part of it, so
Yeah.
we could all sing the same tune.
Yeah, so we do it once and we do it right, like you said, we don't need a whole nother, thing, but, I mean, we appreciate what you're doing, again, we're all kind of here doing this, right, you're taking that initiative, you don't have to, we're all volunteer, but hopefully we get to a resolution that works for everybody, but I'm glad to see that the applicants who are here are open and working with you, I'm not saying that's everybody, but at least who's here right now. Make it quick, because I wanna move it.
Okay, I'm a happy giver, so if you have any event or anything that you need my donation, I'll be more than happy to donate. Soy una dadora alegre, so cualquier actividad, cualquier cosa que ustedes tengan y yo pueda donarle, ustedes me dejan saber okay, yo lo
All right.
Yeah, we've been working on, helping small businesses, like we have an event last month. One of the small businesses is gonna shut down because she doesn't have any money for the rent, and she has no more, funds to fund it. So we make a small event for raising, that money, and we were successful. So that's why we're gonna step forward, and get more help. We don't want money for our business. We wanna help our, community to get better. We have more, customers in our businesses.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm gonna take one more, we have a hand in Zoom, Diana, and then we're gonna take a motion, all right? So Diana, the floor is yours, and then I'm gonna entertain a motion from the committee.
Yes, hi, good evening. I just have a question for the sponsor. I don't know if this is something necessary to know, but I would like to know if the sponsor is a nonprofit.
Can you repeat that? You said it's a sponsor, a non-for-profit?
Yes.
Okay, they said yes, they are. They were 501c. Yeah, I saw it. Okay. You have any other questions?
Also, he wasn't able to make the meeting this Monday, so we can find out.
That's not, I meant a question about this application.
All
I'm
right,
not talking
thank
about
you.
anything. Thank you. All right, motion to approve by Eugene? Yep. Is there a second? Loretta? All right, thank you. You took the roll, please.
Azam Greenhouse,
Yes.
Carlos Diaz.
Yeah.
Judith Navarro,
Yeah.
Bill Jones.
Yes.
Beverly McFarland.
Abstain.
What's your vote?
Abstain.
Abstain. Eugene Rodriguez,
See,
Loretta So,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, thank you, Alex. That's, it for the activity permits. So we're going to go to old business. There is no old business, new business. Is there anything else you want to share? I'll give you 2 minutes.
Well, that is it. Basically, we just wanna be here and we be counted, so let you guys know that we wanna be closest to you and the way that we can have help. As I mentioned before, we don't want money. What we want is the beautification of the block, getting all the spikes around, out of the sidewalk and have more lights, more security, and that's what we want. Because basically, the customer, they don't get into our block because it's very, very weird because, they do all the parties in our block. But basically, the main entrance from Lexington, which is the train station to us, they don't, or, customers just get into the corner and they just go back to because our block is very, very ugly, let's call it that way. So that's what we wanna do. We want more research for small businesses. We wanna work with organizations, with sentiment and working with us, it's also supporting us. But we cannot work if we don't have an organization, so that's what we're gonna do.
Question, sorry, have you gone to our economic development committee?
no.
They're working also with us.
They are.
Yeah, but the thing is that we don't have representative that they work together with us. So she's going by herself, so it's not gonna.
But they're going to that committee on our community board, to the economic development committee?
No.
No, so what I'm saying is, we have the community board, like we have this committee. We're limited, this committee, we're here to work licenses out with you and everything, but if you're looking to set up a block association and you want to beautify, which, I think is great, I live a block away from there. I think that you should definitely go to our economic development committee meeting. It's on the calendar on the CB website, they meet once a month like we do.
Okay.
That's the committee I would go to. Tell them what you're doing, that you're forming this block association. Tell them they can put you in touch with the resources you need. SVS, Small Business Services, they could help you with the lighting, this and that. So, if you want, you could also just call the board. They can tell you when that meeting is, or you can go to CB11M.org, go to the calendar. But I would strongly suggest you go to an economic development committee and reach out beforehand and ask if they'll give you some time to speak. I think what you're doing is good, and I think that we're limited to what we can do on this committee, but that committee could also, we'll help you as much as we can, and they'll help you as much as they can.
As I tell you, we've been in touch with a lot of organizations, and a lot of people who want to help us, but we are not together because we have the wrong person on, representing us.
But that's okay.
We didn't know. So now we're gonna start working
Yeah.
and make sure that all these kind of organizations, they get in touch with us, but they don't transfer the information with us, the proper way. So
Right.
now we're gonna get more involved, so for sure, those organizations, they've been in touch with us before.
Okay.
So now we're gonna figure out, everything out.
All right, thank you.
Ourselves, yeah.
Yeah, the hand up.
I have a hand up. Okay, well, before I take that hand, we're in new business. So we were talking earlier. I'm not putting in anything next month. I'm going to maybe have a meeting off record, figure out what. I think there's something better we can be doing. I think, yeah, like just for outreach and making sure, people's voices are heard or whatever, I had that idea. Maybe it's some form of that or whatever, but I hope maybe next month I present something more finalized, and then if we like it, we can implement it the following month, or we can just maybe even wait till after we come back from our break, so we have it. All right, so we don't need to have more of a discussion on that tonight, but you're all welcome to text me, email me, any feedback you have that you think, and you may have a better idea than me, or maybe just something that I'll incorporate to make my idea better, or our idea.
A question.
In terms of what you're talking about, do you have some material document? Because I don't think I was here.
Okay, so I'll just briefly sum it up. As you can see, like we're having, it specifically seems to be 116th Street right now. I'm happy we're actually putting faces to what's been going on or just issues, but just looking, right now, we get a letter of support from a business, right? Just looking to improve that method so that we're being more proactive and reactive, to the committee and the board's defense. This is a newer thing. Like I said, we weren't having these complaints about this, but now that we are, so there's nothing really in stone. It's more of like an open thing. So if you have any ideas, whatever, feel free to send them to me. And no idea is a bad idea. Even if we don't adopt it, doesn't make it a bad idea. All right, so that's it on that. And then I'm done with new business. We have a hand up, we have two hands up. All right, so I'm gonna go to Beverly first because you're on the committee, and then I'll go to Diana after that. So Beverly, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment. I mean, we should really understand these merchants, and I mean, every week, we really, as a committee, will have to start looking at these license and permits, because every week during the summer, that block, if it's gonna be inundated every week, it's not fair to the merchants that's on that block. So I stand with these guys that, you know, business owners, that's kind of absurd. 90% of the licenses today, I mean, the permits today was on that same block. And it's, you know, and we have to understand, well, are we gonna allow them to have a booth outside to bring their organization, their company out in the street too, so they can sell their food outside, so they can get some, you know, business, because it's little or none. If I'm out in the street getting street food, I'm not looking at the business foods on the sidewalk. So I think you know, they have a point here. They business every weekend, they're gonna be without you know, low foot traffic because of these these festivals. So we should consider, you know, what they're saying. That's just me. I stand with them. I yield.
Thank you for that. And look, I mean, I think maybe at some point we should, because I don't want to start throwing numbers out that are, it's not 90%, it's not every weekend. It's maybe more than it should be. I think maybe the first step is, and you know, I can look into it, seeing how many there actually are, when they are, and then, you know, as a committee, I don't know what our powers are, but like we could theoretically set a limit to how many we're willing to approve, right? I mean, there could be like a moratorium so to speak, right? Because there could be more coming down. So I'm gonna take this next month to try to like, kind of, you know, I have a job too, I run a business too, so it's, you know, I can't put all my time into this, but I will do what I can, and I ask my committee to assist me, but I'm gonna make this like the focus, at least a primary focus, taking everybody into consideration, because I think that it's one of those times where I'm agreeing with a lot of different things, and they all don't go together necessarily. All right, so thank you, Beverly. I thought that was very insightful. Diana, the floor is yours, and then I'm gonna move to roll call.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that with the festivals that I have organized with La Villa, all the businesses from that block get a free space for them to sell their either their food, their items, like they're not charged for that space. And also their logos are on the flyers that are made, and during the festival there's a screen in the background where the logos are always playing during the festival. So we also do it to promote the businesses and to support them, not just to block their business. We also try to help them that way. And the second thing is that last year I was part of the East Harlem DRI, and one of the proposals there were two proposals we submitted. One was for the cameras for the area, and the other one was to improve the corridor with the trip pits and getting bicycle racks And those proposals have been submitted also to the DRI. And right now we're just waiting for them to either be approved or to see a result from that. But like I have mentioned to the businesses before, these issues are things that DOT and Department of Parks have to do. Like, it's not something that we could just come up and change it. Like, we have to go through those departments for them to fix it. Also last month, I was there with the transportation DOT department, but I was there on the committee for transportation last month because there was an issue with the lighting on Second Avenue. And I had made a report since August last year, and they haven't fixed it. So last month, someone from DOT came and we walked through 116th Street and they were able to fix some of the issues.
Okay, thank you. Listen, on the topic of that meeting, I'm free, so as you know, the chair's setting that meeting up, reach out to him. I can call in, even if I can't be physically present almost any time. So figure out a time that works for you, him and Alex. So we can address that, so I can put those September, festivals on the agenda. We can vote on them or whatever we end up doing. So, reach out to Xavier. And, you know, when you guys find a time that works for you, I'll make it work for me, all right? With that being said, Marlene, if you could take roll
Adembria,
here.
Carlos Diaz, Angela Bonneville is excused, Judith Rivera, Wanda Hopkins, Jill Jones, Beverly McFarland, Nicholas Reyes, Eugene Rodriguez.
Yes.
And Loretta, so.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. You have a great night. Thank you.
You too.